Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are Two Paper Girls.
Today we're going to do our August wrap up. We had a pretty okay reading month. We're both pretty happy. We didn't meet all our TBR goals, but we stuck to them pretty well and read quite a lot, so we're going to show you what we've read.
The first book that I finished in August was The Girl with All the Gifts by, I can't remember the name, I do have the book, it's actually Laura's, but my mum's borrowing it now and she's really enjoying it and so did I. It was an amazing zombie novel. I really enjoyed it. Everything was perfect. There was just the right amount of story to like horror and it just made you feel all the feels. It was so good. I would really recommend it. I think I give it 5 out of 5 because I couldn't really fault it. It was just a really, really good read of that genre.
My first book that I finished in August was Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which was also a 5-star read, so we both started the month really well. I love this book. I just love the two characters. If you don't really know, it's about these two characters who get powers by experimenting and stuff because they're both kind of sciencey and they're at uni together. And then lots of things happen and basically they grow to hate each other, and the whole book is kind of about them trying to get revenge on each other, but one of them's been in prison, so it's kind of like, you know, they haven't seen each other for 10 years and they just have all this burning hatred that they need to let out, and it's like, but then it has flashbacks to them being best friends, and it's just, I really like the way it was told with like the flashbacks and the countdown to present day, because it was like 2 weeks to go, like the night before, like the present day section kind of builds up to a big moment and then the flashbacks are just really good. So I liked how it was told, the writing was really good, the characters were really good, and I think there is meant to be a sequel coming out. I'm satisfied with how it ended, but you can definitely see how you kind of want more, because you don't quite get the conclusion you want, so that makes you want another book where that does happen, but you don't know how that can happen. It's just good. I'm excited to see what V.E. Schwab comes up with next with these characters.
The next thing I read was Butter by Erin Lang. I picked this up because I just wanted a light read of like contemporary, and I actually really like the topic because it's quite gritty. It's about a guy who gets bullied because of his weight and then he decides to eat himself to death, which is just a bit horrible. But I had many mixed feelings on this book. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because it could have gone either way. So expect a review of this coming up soon.
The next book I read was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I don't have with me at the minute because my boyfriend's borrowing it, but I did a full review of all my thoughts to do with it, both non-spoilery, spoilery, and to do with just like the casting and the play in general, so I'll leave that down below if you're interested. Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, you can still watch like the first few minutes, and then if you want to see some in-depth spoiler stuff, that comes after, so I make it clear in that video if you want some more thoughts. But I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars, which now is probably a 3 on a bit of reflection, because it gave me lots of Harry Potter feels, which was really nice, and I enjoyed the first half a lot, but the plot was a bit too wacky to like love it, I suppose. I do think the play will be amazing though. I've heard just endlessly how amazing the play is, so you know, reading a script is hard. You read it, you imagine like the characters to say things a certain way, and I think it's important to see it performed. But as a like just reading it, I'd give it 3 stars. It was good, but it had a lot of flaws.
The next thing I read was this massive textbook for my dissertation. My supervisor said to read it cover to cover, so I was just like, alright. So I tried to do that and I succeeded, and I have my notes on it, and it was just, I don't really know how to describe it, it's just mental, and I don't know. I can't really rate it because it wasn't a thrilling read, but I needed it for my dissertation, so update on that when I actually start writing it, which hopefully is never.
And the next book I read, cover to cover, in this month, The Ground Romeo, Life of Pi by Jan Martel. If you're new to our channel, you're just like, she needs to simmer down, it's just a book. It is just a book, but it's Amy's favourite book, and we have been best friends for a long time, and I have not read this book, and I have said so many times that I'm going to. Like, I want to go through every TBR video and count how many times I've said, this month I'd really like to read Life of Pi, and I never do, because I wanted to read it in summer, and then summer was nearly ending, and I'm like, I just gotta do this. And I listened to the audiobook, which I think was a really nice way to get involved in it, because it is quite slow for the first
200 pages.
Yeah, a lot of it really. The first 100 pages, I'm like, he hasn't even met the tiger yet. Like, it's just lots of religious discussion, but I really enjoyed it. It was like a very like calming thing to listen to while you're just getting on with stuff. It was just like a really pleasant thing to listen to, so I just really flew through, which I didn't expect. I read this in like less than a week. And then around the 100-page mark, all the stuff which, if you know anything about Life of Pi, starts happening, like the boat and the tiger. But then again, even then, that's quite slow because there's not a lot of action because they're trapped. But then at the end, it really picks up like action-wise and just makes you think. And I have like little bookmark, I don't know if you can see, a little bookmarked moments, and they're all kind of from the ending. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, I knew what to expect, had seen the film beforehand, so I could think about it in a different way, but it really made me think. The writing was gorgeous and it gave me feels, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's 5 stars because 5 stars is like, I'm very picky, I don't give many. You don't give many. But this was a good like 4, 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of me too.
And the next thing that I'm currently reading in August, I haven't finished this, so I'm not going to count it towards the books that I've read, but I really wanted to read, and I have started, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Akatar, by Sarah J Maas, because apparently it's everything I love in a book. It's Beauty and the Beast for Italian with sexy fae. And so far, I am enjoying it. It's not my favourite, because Tamlin seems too much of a beast to find attractive. I'm just like, this is bestiality. If I ship this, I can't. But he's getting a bit gorgeous now, and I am really liking it. Sarah, the main character, love it all. Everyone's great. Everything's intriguing. There's action. I'm really enjoying it.
The next thing I read was a graphic novel because I just went to the library and took out loads, and then someone requested this one, so I was like, oh crap, I had to read it quick. But it was really small. It was called Mouse, Bird, Snake, Wolf. I think I got those in the right order, by David Almond. But the reason I was like drawn to it is the artist was David McKeon, who did the Arkham Asylum art, which I read twice last year, not even last year, this year, for coursework. Last uni year I read it twice, and I really liked his art style. That was like the main good thing about it. So I'm like, oh, what's he done? And it was like it's hard to explain. It was kind of felt more aimed at kids because it was really short and like basic language, and the whole premise, it was kind of like a mystical creation story, like all the gods sit on a cloud and they made these humans, but then the humans start making animals, and then like they make a wolf and then it attacks them, and then the little boy like climbs up a tree and has to unmake the wolf, and it's strange. Like, I don't know what I got from it. Like, I gave it 3 stars because I'm like, that was enjoyable, but like, it's not going to stick with me. I'm already kind of forgetting what happened. It was just like, okay, that was fun. Quick little graphic novel, bump up my Goodreads. So yeah, that was alright. And the next 2 things I'll mention because I read a bit of them in August, but I didn't finish them. The next one is another graphic novel which I picked up from the library, which I really thought I would finish for this wrap up because it's tiny and I'm halfway through and it's really good. But I forgot to read it. And that is The New York 4 by Brian Wood and Ryan Kelly. I've never heard of these authors before of this graphic novel. Just looked intriguing in the library. I was basically like, I'm going to take out every graphic novel that they have. And this is really good. It's basically about these 4 characters, like teenagers in uni, in college, in New York, and they all kind of become friends. And the main character is Riley, who's that person. And it's just like her figuring out stuff, but she makes these friends, and it's kind of hard to explain. It's just like a cute coming-of-age uni graphic novel. I'm not a massive fan of the art because it's all like black and white and stuff, but you can tell the authors are obviously like from New York because they have these little boxes where they're like, this is the best place to go for this, like pizza in New York and stuff. So they clearly live there and really like the city, which is a nice touch. But yeah, this is just sweet. It's enjoyable. So far, I'd probably give it like 4 stars, but I've got to finish it, obviously. And the last book I've started and will hopefully finish in September is Winger by Andrew Smith. I'm about 100 pages in, and I find it very readable and enjoyable, but after like Life of Pi and Vicious and these adult books, it just felt really weird to go back to like contemporary YA 14-year-old. That is slowly becoming less and less my thing. But I am enjoying it as well, like it's fun and quick, and I do really want to finish it because it's one of the books I've been meaning to read for a while, and hopefully like when I've stopped having like spiritual moments with Life of Pi in my head, I can like go to this and just have a bit of fun with it. But this is enjoyable, and I basically nearly did my entire TBR for August apart from this and Queen of Shadows, so I'm very proud of myself.
So those are all the books that we read in August. We actually did pretty good. I didn't think I did very well when I was like getting all the books together, but I'm actually quite proud, and you've done really well. It's been a good month. I've liked August.
Hopefully September will be just as good. Let us know down below which books you've most enjoyed reading this month, and we will see you on the next video. Bye!